think it's a time for us to stop and reflect. It's a time for us to stop and look back where God has brought us from. Just like the Israelites, when they got to significant places, they stopped, reflected, but did not only reflect, they even put a monument. They built an altar and for memorial. So for us is to see how faithful have we been to the vision of Biancato and AIU at that time, the Association of Evangelicals in Africa and Madagascar at that time, in founding Africa International University through Nairobi Evangelical Graduate School of Theology, with a desire that we will be able to train Christian leaders at graduate level that will go and impact the church, work and serve for the church, work and serve for parachurch institutions, for development agencies, become faculty in different institutions across the continent and globally. So it's a time also for us to take stock and just ask, have we been faithful to this calling, vision and dream? But then also to stop and say, can we celebrate those things that God has enabled us to achieve through the Nairobi Evangelical Graduate School of Theology and now Africa International University? Can we stop and then learn from the lessons given that we have gone through 40 graduations, and this is our 40th graduation, and so we want to look back and say, what can we make better? How can we improve? Because things have changed, and God has put us here strategically in Nairobi, which is not just the capital city of Kenya, but many regard Nairobi as the capital city of Africa. And at a time when the Christian majority has shifted from the global north to the global south, to the extent that now Christianity is going to be defined by what happens in Africa and what happens in Kenya, what happens on this continent and the greater global south. But also just to think about within the context and the framework of what is happening here, the fact that our average median age as a country and as a continent is below 19 years of age. Kenya is one of the older countries on the continent with about 20 years of age as a median age. And the 20-year-olds are the ones that are going to shape the future, the ones we are celebrating and calling Gen Zs. They're the ones that are coming to us for training. These ones are not going to be restricted to working in Nairobi and in Kenya and in East Africa. They are global citizens. How do we reshape our focus and our vision to begin to look at the future that AIU is faced with and the impact that we ought to create as an institution given these global dynamics that are current? One is to say that we began as an institution with the core of knowledge and education, which is theology. In our perspective, we think that in studying and learning theology, you are able to transform and speak to all other spheres of knowledge. And so when we began as a graduate school offering programs at graduate level in theology, it was not a mistake. It was with that proper realization that God is the author of knowledge and sciences and arts and philosophy, and anybody who is rooted and grounded within theology has capacity to translate knowledge into any other field. And you can check out and find out some of our pastors who have learned and come through us, some of the leaders who are leading NGOs and institutions, even government leaders who have taken programs here in theology, and how they lead in the spheres where they are. And so for us, having laid a firm foundation in that area, now theology has become the mother that provides the educational framework, particularly the philosophical and ethical framework of education, so that when we have evolved in 2011 and opened up our programs and began to offer programs other than theology, programs in education, programs in communication, programs in translation, which was already happening, in development studies, programs in business, in IT, programs in psychology, in counseling, and in the coming days, programs in law and programs in health sciences. All these programs have been designed in a manner that they benefit greatly from our theological training and faculty, so that then our students, those who come through us and graduate in all our programs, have a foundational training that enables them to be able to translate God's word into their daily marketplace practice and life and work in their homes and places where God will call them. So our evolution as a university from a pure theological graduate school to a full-fledged liberal arts and now natural sciences in the coming days, including already teaching mathematics and informatics and programs around sciences, is to appreciate that our calling is central as an institution. We want to shape workers for God's kingdom. And workers for God's kingdom cut across all fields and spheres of education and knowledge. And so we are on that course to ensure that we fill up the marketplaces, both on this continent and globally, with servant-trained mindset, and a mindset that knows that I do this for God. I do this for God's people. I do this to glorify God. So that as we release our students in whatever program and training that they have come here for, they leave having been prepared to serve the world, knowing that the world is God's world.